Today's episode of the More You Know podcast is brought to you by CrowdQuestion, a brand new social communication platform focused on connecting crowds to bring everyone closer to their community, as well as enhancing any occasion. Rather than being a social media platform focused on content and advertising, they're focused on communication and connection. Learn more about the platform and download the app free at crowdquestion.com.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More
You
Know
podcast.
Today I want to share the importance of having a big thinker's vocabulary, as well as how to develop this vocabulary, discussed by David Schwartz in his book The Magic of Thinking Big. I've explained over and over on the podcast how your thoughts dictate your actions, and that you must have control over your thought patterns and internal dialogue. And one way to describe this positive form of thinking is to consider it big thinking. Big thinkers are specialists in creating positive, forward-looking, and optimistic pictures, in their own minds as well as the minds of others. This is something that obviously provides immense value, and an important trait to gain if you're looking to excel and perform at the highest level, as well as be a great leader. So to think big, we must use the proper vocabulary to produce big, positive mental images, which guides and elevates you in the proper direction. So with this being said, I want to go through some phrases which create small negative mental images, and then go through some phrases which create big positive mental images. And then from there I want to go through 4 ways to develop a big thinker's vocabulary. So the first negative phrase is it's no use, we're beaten. And on the flip side is we're not beaten yet, let's keep trying. Second is I tried that once and I failed, so I'm never trying again. Whereas on the flip side, I did fail but it was partially my own fault, so I'm going to try again. Then third is, 5 years is too long a time to spend before I'll find success, so count me out. And on the flip side, 5 years is really not a long time, just think where I'll be after those 5 years. Fourth is then I'm too young or old for this, or on the other hand you can think, being young or old is a distinct advantage. And finally the fifth is it won't work, let me prove it. Or you can look at it as, it will work, let me prove it. As you can see, these phrases are mirrored. You're either looking at life with the glass half empty or the glass half full. And if you want to be a big thinker, you should be looking at life with the glass half full, using the positive phrases. And with this being said, I want to go through 4 ways to develop a big thinker's vocabulary. First, use big, positive, cheerful words and phrases to describe how you feel. If you always describe how you feel positively, it will largely eliminate negative ways that you feel. Second is to use these words to describe other people. Focus on talking positively about others, and looking at them in a positive and complimentary light. After that, third is to use positive language to encourage others. Focus on complimenting people personally whenever you can. Everyone craves praise, and most people aren't complimentary with others, meaning there's a lot of people seeking praise who are lacking it. And finally, fourth is, use positive words to outline plans for others. Focus on the motivating and positive aspects of the plan, rather than looking at it in a negative light. If you want to find success and do big things, you must think big in a positive way. Your language and how you think really dictates your actions, and you must have control over your internal dialogue, focused on a positive internal dialogue. You can do so by taking a glass half full approach, and use these 4 ways which I just described to develop a big thinker's vocabulary. This will not only benefit you but benefit others, and allow you to be a great leader, which will all assist with making a tremendous impact in this world and crafting a life of significance. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it. Check out other episodes. Leave a review. Follow the podcast on social media at More You Know Pod. And sign up for CrowdQuestion to ask me questions about the episode. Again, thank you for listening as we propel through podcasting with the More You Know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
Today's
More
You
Know
podcast.